irked, but well, normally when I plug the earbuds in, like it says, okay, you got earbuds in. But no, this time it decided to be like, okay, so irked. See? What did you do differently? I'm distorted. Is something distorted to you? Am I on? I'm better now, right? Okay, because it switched me off the blue snowball. No, I should sound better to everybody because I wasn't on the blue snowball. I don't know. Because I think because I shot the other video and just had not switched back to the snowball. So I should be better now. Okay, so hi everybody, how's it going? I hope you've all had a wonderful week. We can't hear Steve, so I'm just gonna talk. This is Steve's channel and I'm in charge now. Woohoo! I hope I don't sound echoey anymore. Steve, fix that, for God's sakes. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know. I don't know about any of this kind of stuff. I tell Steve to press buttons and he says he's already pressing buttons. It's not better. Oh, what? Yeah, I can hear you. I have all the Steve, guys. Ha 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 ha. Although I understand that quite a few of the picture you put on Twitter and Facebook, bless his little heart. He didn't put a photo. I promise I saw a photo on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. David says you should reverse the polarity of the tachyon field. Cross the streams. Well, I'm not Egon, so there. Well, oh God. So we're watching, I'm sorry I sound terrible. Like turn the sound
Okay, can everybody hear me now? And Dana, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can y'all hear Steve?
Let's make sure that let's make sure that everybody else can hear me.
Steve asked if you guys can.
Okay.
Oh, I'm seeing some yeses.
Good. I have no idea what happened.
Shush. You shush. Am I still echoey? Hopefully that's a no, and those are not yeps for me being all sounding bad.
Okay. Yeah. So I have no idea why or what happened, but for some reason, and Dana, you weren't getting the right microphone either. You were getting me through, I think, through the webcam microphone. Because
I'm used to you sounding like crap because we talk on the phone.
And, wow.
You know. What? You don't have a fancy speaker for your phone. I'm not complaining.
Well, for some reason, and I have no idea why, my good microphone here, my Blue Yeti, was not recognized in either Zoom or XSplit, which is the encoder I use to stream this. So I had to just you know what I did? I didn't reverse the polarity. I unplugged it and I plugged it back in. And it worked. Oh, yes. That's why they tell you to do that, because it works
sometimes.
So yes, in this instance, it did. So I'm glad that everything is working. I'm glad we got that out of the way. We usually don't start watching the episode till about 20 minutes in anyway. So I think we're good.
We're just, you know, you can't talk for 6 minutes. So that's 6 minutes less of you talking. That.
Yeah. So actually we're ahead.
Sort of.
We're better off than we would have been.
For you not talking for
because
6
because I don't 6 minutes less of me talking. Yeah.
Ah, that's true.
Exactly. Azalea Jane with the Star Trek reference. Exactly. You turn it off and turn it back on like in Contagion. Exactly.
So 255 AD asked why my face is naked, and that's because hopefully I haven't finished the dadgum script yet. Have I? No, there was something else I was going to add in. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to do in somewhere, but I guess it might not get done. Anyway, I still have a little bit of glare on my glasses, but I wanted not to have that glare for this one because it's for Pinktober. So I'm probably also going to touch up my eyebrows because they're kind of faded, and I feel very self-conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the word I want about my eyebrows. There's not really a whole bunch of significance to the tiger. I like him. I got him on vacation, and I like him. He's cool.
What more significance do you need?
He's made out of paper mache. And you can see that I also like McDonald's too. Got both my
well, because those are recent acquisitions, right? I mean,
just my face, Azalea Jane. Alas, nobody comments on my naked hands because my hands are always naked, but my face does not have the glasses. So
check out those hot naked hands.
Woo! Look at these fingernails. Actually, they're very naked. My hands are extra naked.
Those naked fingernails. Just.
Wow. Snake the cat, he's very great. He's pretty awesome. He's an old tiger, but he's still a trooper. He's still in there.
255 AD. I am skipping that episode because, well, first of all, I think this is a pretty good.
We're gonna blame Sarah said you should.
Yeah, it's all Sarah's fault.
Yep, we're blaming Sarah, the secondary producer.
Yes, exactly. I think the episode we're going to watch today is a really good episode. Now, Cardassians, one of the ones we skipped, is also a great episode. But this episode is not only a good episode, but it's also important for the long-term story arc of the show because this is the first episode where we hear, tell, and actually meet a portion of the Dominion, which becomes very important later on in the show. So, I wouldn't say it's a fucking Ferengi episode. I mean, in a derogatory way, I think it's a good episode.
Are there Ferengis in it?
You will have to make that determination on your own. There may be implied Ferengi, but yes.
Yeah, I wasn't just asking if there were Ferengis in it. Presumably there will be, but
yeah,
if the Ferengis in it are.
255 AD. I'm not sure if I'm going to skip the refugee one. I think I might have us watch that one because I think that would be a really interesting discussion. And I made a Trek Actually video about that one, so I think that would be a good one to watch. But yeah, I did decide with the start of season 2 that we're not going to just watch every single episode from now on because, as a couple people pointed out in the chat before we started, and as Dana and I figured out amongst ourselves, if we watch every single episode and we stick to a every other week watching Deep Space Nine format, it will take 7 years
old
to
age
finish.
First.
Yeah, it'll take 7 years to finish the series. So I would like to at least have an outside shot of getting to the end before Dana gets sick of it and says, I don't want to do this anymore. So we're going to skip around a little bit.
Oh, my tea is really good tonight. I don't know why. It's just
good. So you have been off work this week because of fall break.
I've been off of the clock.
You haven't had to go into the school building. You have still done some work, of course, because you're a teacher and you never get time off.
That's what teachers. But, I mean, we theoretically do, but not literally crashed, but I mean, hit a psychological wall. My planning period is at the end of the day, and Friday I was just like, I had late work that I had told students that I would grade by the end of the day, and I got to my planning period. I couldn't. I ended up where'd it go? I ended up reading during my planning period. I ended up just sort of putting my head down. I can't do this, and then reading 100 pages of this, the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, which is the first N.K. Jemisin book that I've picked up, and the winner of the Hugo Award in 2016. Why it didn't get the Nebula, I'll never know. Because holy heck, this book is fantastic. I finished it like 45 minutes ago. It's so good. And
Awesome.
you probably didn't see because you were getting set up for the show. But
Indeed.
in my very brief Goodreads review, I said probably the best book that I've read since The Dispossessed. It's that good.
Oh, great. That is high praise.
Really, really good.
Black Cover 95, what's this episode about? Well, that's the whole point of watching it, isn't it? If you've never seen it, you should watch it along with us. You should queue it up on Netflix or Paramount Plus or whatever you have that has Deep Space Nine on it and watch it along with us.
No. Did somebody tell him? Because he said, which episode is it?
What's the episode about? Yeah.
Rules of Acquisition, episode 7 of season 2.
Season 2, Rules of Acquisition.
Well, I guess they have. I think they're juried. Like there's a short list that's pulled. I don't know how they make the nominations, but books get nominated. The judges read them and then they pick. I think. I mean,
and there you have it. They pick the books. They read the books. They vote for which ones they think are the best.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's really good. So, and I'm so glad that I finished it because I was going to try to finish it by like Tuesday because there were 2 books that were waiting for me. And then I could turn in 1 book and get 2, and that wouldn't be so bad. But then I checked my email on Tuesday, and it's like, by the way, we have more books waiting for you. Oh, crap. So I've got 5 books out now. So I'm going to take this one back, and I'm also going to take Quicksand back because I've got that.
You've got a digital copy. Yeah.
I've got a digital copy. And then I've only got 1 book that I only have 1 more renewal on. So I'm going to read that one next, and then I get the 4 books, and hopefully I'll get through the next few quickly because they're like middle grade / YA. So hopefully they'll be. This one took me a while because it's really thinky. I mean, it's not like super thinky, but it's definitely puts the speculative into speculative fiction. So you have to like pay attention to stuff, and that's been hard for me. That's been really hard lately. So. I'm really and I've also been doing and put it together for me, and that's gonna go up tomorrow. I still need to write the description for that sucker. Fwaya! So busy. Yeah, pretty much, and then also going to McDonald's because they have educated breakfasts. So yes, and one of the items on it is the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, which I like. So I've been doing that. Yay!
And by the way, internet connection is telling me that I have a poor connection. So if you get some, buffering or whatever, I apologize. It's not my fault.
Or you're doing like this.
I'm Han Solo. It's not my fault. But
well, it is your fault. I mean, I'm fine. You'll talk your way out of it.
Exactly.
Yes, I do.
I'll fly casual.
What does that even mean?
What, fly casual?
Yeah.
I see.
How do you even do that?
I think you and I are out of sync a little bit too.
See. Exactly, Sarah. You should have known. I'll apologize on his behalf.
It's not my fault.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm Steve Shives, and this. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I should have done it this way. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Shives, and I'm so sorry. You know what? If you don't like it, you can just get off my channel because I like it, Tiffany. Ooh, Danny K, grace and panache. You are. All right. Well, Steve, how has your week been?
My week has been pretty good. I had a video go up. Well, my Monday video, went up and did okay, and people seemed to like it. And, And then my video that just went up today about the 3 kinds of bad movies seems to be doing okay. And for some reason, I'm not sure exactly why or what the impetus was, but a video I put up a couple weeks ago, the video about the old Conan O'Brien bit and how it you know, like the old clutch cargo Donald Trump bit started getting a whole bunch of views. And his kind of his so yeah, I've
A
had
slow burn, as it were.
indeed. So I've had a pretty good week, but yeah, Corey in the chat says I'm mad at you for shading Cat in the Hat, meaning the live action Mike Myers movie, not the classic Dr. Seuss book. The the movie is garbage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anybody who likes that movie. The movie is fucking garbage. We reviewed it, I think, last year for late seating.
Steve.
Yes.
Oh, missed opportunity then, because I'm fairly certain, I don't know, maybe Jason mentioned it. Did you know there's a musical version?
I was aware of that. Yes. Yeah.
Not particularly interested.
No, not so much.
It doesn't just, spark a sudden desire.
Yeah. The Burt Reynolds one?
Homebody, yes, he was.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Corey, were you stoned?
She must have been. I think I'm going to drop out of the stream for a minute and then restart it. So everybody who is watching, just keep watching. It'll just sort of go dark for a second and then come back, and hopefully, because in other Zoom streams that I've done where we think different, but me, I'm just gonna sort of pause the stream and restart it, and hopefully it'll be better. And it won't have so much lag, and it won't have so much lag between me and Dana, because I think Dana and I are a little bit out of sync too, which will be which will be a problem when we have to do countdowns and stuff to watch the episode. So, okay, so hold on a minute, and we'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this does any better.
Okay, so David. so did our Miracell show up? Did I have a mustache? Do I look better with a mustache? I mean, because the finger thing it was difficult, made it difficult to tell. I mean,
I could Photoshop a mustache on you if you really want to see what you look like.
Steve.
Yeah, God,
I'm so negative. I know.
You're so negative.
I ain't even sorry.
Norman Bookwald in the chat points out it's Shatner's fault, isn't it? I wanted to mention that we are going,
and by extension, Geoff Bezos.
Geoff Bezos.
No, not Geoff.
Geoff Bezos. I wanted to mention how appropriate it is that we are going to be watching an episode of Star Trek on this very day when William Shatner, the original Captain Kirk, was shot into quote unquote space. Like, he went into space, and here's how he went into space. If this is space, William Shatner did this. Okay? Are you sure that the entire fingers touched there? it was more like
it was. No. Just the one.
Just one finger. Space.
Oh my God, Steve! No, the finger. This finger? I can't believe I had to spell out for Steve Shives that it was supposed to be the middle finger. Yeah. I mean,
You know, I've had microphone problems. I had internet problems.
And now you got data problems. You should be used to those, though.
I've got data problems.
Boy, oh boy. Don't we all?
Well, apparently
The entire world.
The entire world's got Dana problems.
Oh, Dana and Mirror Kira. I need to meet Mirror Kira.
Oh,
I'm being shipped.
That is an episode we are definitely not going to skip. The episode where we meet Mirror Kira is definitely an episode. We might skip some of the other Mirror Universe episodes that they do after that one, because the Mirror Universe episodes of Deep Space Nine, in my opinion, it is definitely a diminishing returns situation. But the first one is definitely one to check out, and Mirror Kira is a big reason why. So yeah, I think that's this season too. I think it's a little bit later. We're not close to it yet, but yeah. So
well, it's 6:24. Let's go.
Shall we watch the episode now that our technical difficulties appear to be behind us? Knock on wood. There's wood behind the acoustic blanket.
Hey, I got wood right here.
Don't tell me.
And here.
Actually, what am I saying? I have wood right here too. I have a little table here. So anyway.
All right.
Everybody get ready. Once again, we will be watching not that time code, this time code. We will be watching episode 7 of season 2 of Deep Space Nine. Oh, by the way, thank you, Chris Pagliarini. Crossover is episode 23 of season 2. So that is the Mirror Kira episode. We'll get there in time, but not real
eventually.
Super soon. Yeah. But it is in season 2. So anyway, everybody get ready to watch episode 7 of season 2. Rules of acquisition. I will count us in from 3, and we will watch. What?
Let's go! Come on, man!
Jesus Christ, the impatience. Okay, here we go. Everybody get ready, and 3, 2, 1, play. Good morning.
Sarah understands the importance of precision when it comes to science.
Well, I should hope so.
Being a science guru.
Being of a scientific career.
Inclination?
It's scientifically inclined, yes indeed. Ferengi playing their Ferengi games.
Their Ferengi games?
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Pizza.
I have to say, I do enjoy that they gave and I'm not usually one who notices like world building stuff like this, but I like that they gave the Ferengi more than one game, because like they do Dabo, and it's like they have other games too. They have a card game.
Then I'd have more money. Sarah Scott, well, in either case, I agree. I was going to say this female meaning Daxu, this female meaning you.
Yeah, Sarah, exactly. Has Pell invented salted peanuts? There's space
Oh, come
salted
on, Sarah.
peanuts.
Don't sell yourself short. I think you take these guys easily. Honey, nobody ever does.
Females suck. That won't become relevant. The Grand Nagus.
He's got his own ringtone.
Yeah, he does.
I can't help it. It's Bazzini.
Yes. The Grand Nagus. Inconceivable. It's the Zek phone, exactly. That's right, Quark. I'm giving you full executive power. Rafivsky, I thought Old Bay was created to give us folks from Maryland something completely irrational to be proud of.
I thought you were just proud of being small.
Not all of us. We're proud of having
Nicely done, Steve.
Thank you. We're
see when you actually say something good, I do acknowledge it.
I appreciate it. We're proud of having a bay. We're proud of taking crabs out of the bay and covering them with Old Bay and eating them. That's what we're proud of here in Maryland. Danny K, yeah. Crab cakes, football, and Old Bay. And as Meatloaf might have said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Corey, oh my God. To quote our oldest child when he missed the inconceivable reference, I don't pay attention to Steve and Dana's nonsense.
I'm just here for the Star Trek.
Like a knife in my heart. And yeah, and Colin, I love the Orioles. I'm an Orioles fan, but I mean, speaking of things to have irrational pride about, the Orioles have to be right up there. What is there to be proud of exactly? I mean, they are our team. That's literally it.
Oh.
Class, pure class.
Wow, they're not very good. Oh. Oh gosh! Wow, Kira, keep your mouth shut, girl. Is this just in case people hadn't been watching or something?
I guess. Let's reintroduce the Ferengi real quick.
Oh boy.
She knows that right off the top of her head.
She's very smart.
Well, because all the Bajorans, they won't shut up about the goddamn Northern Peninsula.
No, fairly according to whom?
Exactly.
Oh, Norman, uh, whether you want to set foot on this station ever again.
Right.
As in, without this guy, who actually has any power to enforce anything.
He has an ear hair comb.
I didn't notice his ear hair before, interestingly enough. It's only when it needs to be combed.
Exactly.
You think?
Clunky, I'm skipping all the Loaxan episodes from now on. Sorry to tell you.
Are you, though? I don't think you're sorry at all.
I'm not.
Yes?
We're going to sell them.
No, you don't.
I love Rom. And it'll be your foot, brother.
Oh. Oh, boy. Don't forget this new character has said this to you.
I mean, if this episode was a murder mystery, we know who the murderer would turn out to be.
Or who would get murdered.
Or, yeah. Oh, who would have thought it would be this new character? Watch your ears, Quark.
Of course it will. In fact, if something goes wrong, it probably actually will be your fault. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you won't just get blamed. It will literally be your fault.
Ah, Sarah, your American accent is adorable.
Some noive.
Some noise. Bye, DK Silo. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. Bye, DK Silo.
Oh!
Take this Kool-Aid to them.
So why do all the Ferengi wear olive green? Is that was that established?
It's never like explicitly established, but they all do seem to have the same color scheme. That's like a Star Trek thing. All the aliens dress alike. Boy, this is a major blooper. You see the actor removing the prosthetics.
Hmm.
3, 2, 1, pause. What a twist, eh?
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Yeah.
You did?
Well, yeah.
You did?
Why I made the surprise face? I'd be like, shit, I wouldn't have that shit around. I'd just be wearing those extensions all the time. If I had to pass, no, I'd just be wearing them.
You just keep them on.
Yes, sleeping with them on. I would make
Sleep
sure
with
that
them on.
yeah, sitting up if I had to. Make sure that whatever glue I had used to put them on was not water or whatever they be, insoluble or that. Yeah.
And by the way, for everybody watching along, which is hopefully all of you, I am paused at 31:26 remaining on Netflix. So when we pick it back up in a minute, that's where we will pick it back up from. So if you need to sync up with us or whatever, there's the time code right at the top of the video. We're paused at 31:26 remaining. Yeah, so actually, go ahead.
Yeah, Jap. Well, the having removing your ears, I mean, at all is yeah, this is you're just is a problem waiting to happen. So
255 AD, you asked earlier, does the fact that the actors playing Ferengi are Jewish make them more or less problematic? I don't think it makes that big of a difference. If anything, I guess it makes them slightly less problematic. But I mean, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. They're still problematic to the extent that they are because, and I've mentioned this in Trek Actually videos before. Like, I don't think any of it was intentional on anyone's part, but I mean, it's there. Yeah, there are. I mean, there are parts of the Ferengi appearance that are similar to anti-Semitic propaganda, going back hundreds of years. And then
on top of that, there are money grubbing, profit chasing. Yeah,
exactly. So I don't think it was intentional, but it's definitely there, and it's worth remarking on, and it's open. It's fair game to be criticized. But no, the fact that the actors who play the major Ferengi are themselves Jewish, I don't think it makes that big of a difference either way. Actually, because in my video that I put up today, there's a section in it where I talk about the movie Birth of a Nation. And the movie Birth of a Nation is, I think, certainly the most racist mainstream movie ever made. I mean, there are probably like other movies that have been made,
out in the fringes.
Yeah, that are more racist. But in terms of mainstream movies, I think Birth of a Nation is clearly the most racist movie ever made. And there are a lot of black actors in that movie. They're not in major featured roles. All of the important black characters are played by white actors in blackface, because that's just how racist the movie is. But there are a lot of black actors who are in the movie. I don't think that affects how racist the movie is one way or the other. I don't think it's more racist or less racist because there are a lot of black faces in it. I think it is what it is because of its content and the problems that the Ferengi have in terms of being anti-Semitic caricatures, yeah, are there no matter what the ethnicity of the actors is. Yeah, black cover 95. Yeah, I mean, if they were meant to be anti-Semitic caricatures, and for instance, Gene Roddenberry, wanted that to be obvious, yes, they could be a lot closer to anti-Semitic caricatures than they are. That's why I say it's probably not intentional on anyone's part.
But just because it's not intentional doesn't mean it's not racist.
Right. Well, because I mean, there is a lot of anti-Semitism in Hollywood. Like even everybody likes to say, like, "Oh, the Jews run Hollywood." There's a lot of anti-Semitism in Hollywood. There's a lot of anti-Semitism pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not called the mother hate for nothing. I mean, it's unfortunately a very common form of prejudice. And just because there are a lot of Jewish people who work in Hollywood and have had successful careers or have influential positions doesn't mean that there's not anti-Semitism in Hollywood. There's a lot of it. So even if it wasn't conscious on anyone's part, even if nobody sat down, and
Yeah.
designed the Ferengi and said, I'm gonna make some anti-Jewish stuff, like it
And the other
still could
thing
have
is,
come out.
it's like, it's so, I mean, it's so, it's like a cultural thing. You know what I mean? It's not even, because the whole a large nose equals evil is so prevalent in our society that it's,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's like a legacy of anti-Semitism. Even if anti-Semitism went away, that's still an effect.
Yeah.
And it's not just anti-Semitism either, but the whole hook nose caricature, it's just it's a thing.
Yeah.
255 AD. Mostly, my biggest problem with like these types of stories is that it's what's the word for it? I was kind of touching on it today when I was working on the Pinktober script. That's what I wanted. Steve, don't let me forget this.
Okay.
What I want to add in is the reference to Chimamanda Adichie's TED Talk, "The Danger of a Single Story."
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that fits right in. So, but yeah, the idea, it's when there's one of something. What do you call it? Tokenism. Hello.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Brain, no braining. I can still teaching hard, you guys. Yeah, it's very tokenistic. And I think female characters should be able to be problematic and villainous and whatever, just in different ways. I think I like the fact that she is aware of their cultural expectations and plays up to them. So
yeah. And
it'll
Sarah,
be interesting to see. I'm assuming we'll never see her again, which is whatever.
I don't think we see her anymore after this episode. No. But yeah, Colin, I think part of what I think is a saving grace of the Ferengi and what keeps them from sort of tipping over into obvious and like undeniable anti-Semitic caricatures is that their intended purpose, their intended purpose is to satirize capitalists. No matter what, not
specifically, I think American capitalism.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, very much. They're intended to be a satire of extreme laissez-faire free market worship. I mean, they literally worship the free market. Ferengi literally worship the free market. Their afterlife is called the divine treasury. I mean, it's as
like Scrooge McDuck swimming in coins.
Exactly. It's as on the nose as it's as obvious as they could possibly make it. They are in fact what we always sort of accuse like conservatives of being, that they worship the free market. They literally do. They have deified it and made it part of their religion. Their version of the Bible is the rules of acquisition. So, that's their saving grace. That they are, and that is such a rich vein to mine, that when Deep Space Nine really digs into that is a lot of fun and also has a lot of bite to it. Also, Sarah Scott asks, am I the only one who likes the disco Klingons, Ferengi, Andorians, etc.? I mean, I don't have a problem with any of them. I mean, I
haven't seen them.
Yeah, Dana hasn't seen them. I thought that the uproar over the redesign of the Klingons in Discovery was absurd. I mean, you don't know, you don't have to like it. Like, you can find it not aesthetically pleasing. That's fine. It's a preference. But the idea that, all of like the tantrums that were thrown by certain people in the fan base just because they looked really different than they had looked in other versions, like, that's dumb. It's a fictional TV show. If the people who are making this new show want to make the Klingons look different, that's, to me, I think that should be their right. They should have the right to make the show that
No,
they
no,
want
no,
to
no,
make.
no, 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 no. That's their prerogative.
Exactly. Thank you. And the same thing for, and the upset recently this past week about they released a trailer for the upcoming season of Discovery, and in this 2-minute trailer there is one shot of a Ferengi character. You see, like, for a split second, you get a glimpse of a Ferengi, and the makeup design has been altered slightly from how they look in Deep Space Nine. Like, the ears are a little bit of a different shape, have maybe a little bit more of a point to them. The makeup is a little bit more detailed in the face. It's such a minor update to the makeup. And there were a certain segment in the fan base that were like, oh, they made the Ferengi look different. Oh. It's like, dude, if you don't get that it's not real by now, I don't know what to tell you.
Like, if you want to watch the same thing, like, it's there. Go watch it.
Just watch if you can't watch the new.
If you don't want a new story with new character designs or anything new, go watch the old one. It's still there.
There's 50 years of old stuff. And by the way, did you lose your mind when you were watching classic Star Trek and then you went to the movies and the Klingons looked even more different there than they do in Discovery? I mean, because people,
y'all don't make me lose my mind.
In classic Star Trek, they were just regular looking people with slightly darker skin tone and mustaches like that. They had no forehead ridges. Nothing. They didn't even have long hair. There was no makeup appliances at all. No prosthetic appliances at all. And then in the movies, all of a sudden, with no explanation, they had the long hair and the big foreheads.
No explanation within the movie. Of course, the explanation was cha-ching.
Yeah,
money.
Exactly. And
hi, AJ. We're glad you're here.
Hey, AJ. Late. That's okay, AJ. If you just got here and you want to watch along with us, we are currently paused at 31 minutes and 26 seconds remaining on Netflix. So we're going to get back into the episode here in a minute. So if you want to sync up with us and watch the rest of it along with us, that would be great.
Please do.
And yeah, Christopher Heckman. Yeah, they did it. They explained the Klingon forehead thing in Enterprise, and I still think that was a waste of 2 episodes because it's like, who gives a shit?
But maybe they needed something for those 2 episodes.
Like, but here's the thing. That was the last season of Enterprise. And it's like, you're going to burn 2 episodes in your last season to explain some nerd bullshit that doesn't matter anyway.
Hey, Steve, if that's what they wanted to do,
absolutely,
it's their prerogative.
Wow, you're like David Letterman. Like, you keep going back to the same bit. I love it. Yeah, Corey. Yeah, those episodes Brent Spiner did come back and play an ancestor of Data's creator. And that was cool. But yeah. Yeah, Black Cover. More people do give a shit, but all I can say is I just don't get it. I know the people who say, like, well, when they make changes, it takes me out of it. I don't get that. You're watching a made up show, and it's like Star Trek is one of the most made up shows in the history of made up shows. It takes place on a spaceship that flies through space at many times the speed of light, and half the people are like supposedly.
Well, it'd be dumb if it was a spaceship that flew through the ocean.
It's a spaceship that flies through the sea, but it's a spaceship. You get that right. But and it's like, and it's people, and as I hope everybody knows, Star Trek is one of my favorite things ever. But the aliens in Star Trek are mostly just people with shit on their faces, and they're obviously like Worf. Worf is a human being with some really ridiculous shit glued to his face. That's who Worf is.
Underneath all that makeup, I thought you were smart or something.
Like Quark is a magnificent character played by a wonderful actor. He's a guy with some really, really silly looking shit glued to his face. That's Star Trek. That's the deal. And if somebody tries to tell me serious, and if this is the way they feel, this is the way they feel, and it's not my job to tell them that they're not allowed to feel this way. But I just don't get how you can watch that show.
Their feelings are valid. They're just stupid.
They're just baffling to me personally. If you can watch a show that is about people playing characters that and their costume for the character is them with wacky clothes and shit glued to their face. And then you watch a later version of that show or another show in that same universe, and it's different people with slightly different looking shit glued to their face. And that takes you out of it. And you think, oh, I can't enjoy this. The shit on their face is different. Like, I don't.
Oh, Caitlin, now I want a candy bar. 255 AG asks about throughout DS9, they have the feminist Ferengi characters trying to take part in the market. Would a real Ferengi? Well, it's kind of what I'm hopefully going to shoot tonight. Is that groups are not monolithic. You know, it would be nice if they showed some Ferengi feminists trying to like overthrow the system entirely, and others trying to work within it. You know, to become capitalists and reform the system, and then they showed other feminists, you know, making the personal choice to just sort of go with the flow because that's the best that they can manage. You know, they're different people have different goals and approach the same problem in different ways. So
yeah,
it would be nice to have more variety in their female characters.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
So let's get back into the episode. But yeah, I mean, I don't like, as Azalea says, purists come in all shapes and sizes. And, you know, like I say, people can.
She's got good news for me. What
people
do we get more female characters and variety?
There, I would say, as far as Star Trek shows, I think Deep Space Nine probably ends up having the most, the largest variety of different types of female characters, I would say. But yeah, I mean, people enjoy Star Trek however you want. If the different alien makeup in the different shows, if the Klingons looking different is like a barrier for you, that, you do you. But I know for me personally, I watch, the great Klingon episodes from Star Trek, the original series, where they have like no appliances at all. I watch the Klingons from the movies where they look different. I watch the Klingons from Discovery where they look different. And honestly, like it for the first couple episodes of Discovery, there was a little bit of an adjustment just because they do look so different than they look during TNG. But beyond that, like, it literally never even occurs to me. And the only reason it occurred to me at all in Discovery is because that was new and it wasn't what I was used to. Because I was used to the Klingons looking different in classic Trek versus how they look in the movies and TNG. When I watch those, and I can go back and forth and watch old classic Klingons and TNG Klingons, it never occurs to me. I never even think like, oh, gee, they look different. It means nothing to me. All I care about is the story. I don't give a shit how the Klingons look. It's all made up anyway. But yeah, so anyway. Shall we resume the episode?
Let's
do. Okay, everybody, get ready. We're going to get back into the episode. Once again, we are currently paused at 31:26 remaining. So we're going to get back into it.
Flunky, we can talk about that later because that's a thing.
yes, the Superman thing, absolutely.
And I almost forgot about tomorrow night. I need to prep for that too. Oh my goodness, we can talk about that later too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let's go.
All right, you ready? Here we go. Back into the episode in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh! He's not wearing olive green. Look at that. Look at all those colors.
He's a fashion plate. Quark is a fashion plate.
Well, yeah, but he's also, he's dressed up.
Yes, he is. He's fancy. Oh, come on. You've gotten worse with Kira and Odo. Repeatedly.
Speaking of funny shit on their face,
I was just gonna say. So is that? Do you draw that, or are you born with that? Do I look like I'm interested in optical data processors? I don't think it's going to work that way, bud. And yeah, as Sarah Scott points out, if you recognize the big male Dozai there, that is Brian Thompson, who you might recognize from Buffy the Vampire Slayer or the X Files or some other Star Trek episodes where he's played different kinds of aliens. He's one of those guys who is in lots of stuff.
didn't recognize him, but I'll take your word for it.
He was the vampire in the first episode of Buffy. Not the master, but the guy who gets the freeze frame at the end when they do the to be continued, when he's like leaning down, and you don't remember any of this, do you? But anyway, he was the vampire in the first episode of Buffy.
That's my thing. I don't remember stuff.
Would have worked on me.
What? You say thank you and you keep it. What?
That's hilarious. You say thank you and you keep it. You think?
Somewhat.
Dax isn't like other girls.
No.
You think Quark has like a grub drawer behind the bar, like a vegetable crisper in the refrigerator? Sounds creepy as hell to me, Dax. I don't know. You're not like other girls either.
Oh God. Oh God.
You okay?
There's more to life than love, too.
There's more to life than any
Like,
one thing.
especially if you're in love with Quark.
Right.
Like, anybody could do better.
Yeah. And we're letting it play through the break, by the way. So that was kind of a short segment.
Yeah, Sarah. I liked that too. It would be anyway. Girl, you ought to keep that.
Oh, Kira is going to kill this guy. She is going to murder a head of state.
Why are you begging, you dumbass? You're an idiot. See, I was really thinking that she was like angling for Quark. I am so disappointed that she did this because she's in love with Quark. I thought she was trying to move in on his business and try
Yeah.
to get him thrown out. This is just not nearly as good. Oh God, this is so dumb.
And just like that, the episode lost Dana.
Yep. Blah 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 blah. She did it all for love because she's a girl.
I love Wallace Shawn.
That worthless little bar.
Oh God.
Sarah, yeah, I think we will watch Profit and Loss, but that's not for a little while yet.
Can we just shove him out an airlock?
Who, Quark?
Yes. 255 AD, that would have been great.
If this was a Lower Decks episode, he certainly would have said that.
Oh God. Oh, no!
Anyway,
Oh God, we're only halfway done. Oh.
we're a little more than halfway done.
Oh no, no, no! Oh gosh. Oh. Oh God. Oh God.
You okay?
No. Like seriously, I might be tapping out on this. This is
Oh,
gosh.
come on. It's not that bad.
Yes, it is. I hate this so much.
Wow.
Like is this the this one Ferengi female who decides that she's going to pursue profit, and then she tosses everything because she develops a crush on this guy, doesn't know that, can't tell that she cares. Dax can figure it out even though she doesn't know that she's female. No, homebody, I'm ticked. Thank you, Lupus. It is absolutely. Oh. Oh. Tired of this.
Well, just wait, because old Rom is about to bust this thing wide open.
Well, that's subtle.
Panty raid.
Steve agreed to it. He could have tapped out.
Sarah, I never got up as upset at Firefly as Dana has gotten at this episode.
I mean, I have higher standards than Steve does. Steve hated Moulin Rouge and sat through it just because. Oh, look, you didn't look like you tore the room, Martin. You didn't look under the friggin' bed.
He got there eventually. He got
there eventually. After tearing the
he found it at a dramatically appropriate moment.
I don't care. It's stupid. It's a stupidly appropriate moment.
He's an ear stuffer. Let it play. Would you rather take a break?
No.
Okay, let's then
I'd rather stop.
Oh,
God, does it get better? Oh, this is crap.
Boy, these guys all definitely dress alike. This is the Hall of Curtains.
Blah blah. Sarah, now you're just being mean.
Don't pick fights with Dana, Sarah. We could watch one of the school episodes.
God, you're so weak. I've only just begun.
Oh, Quark, you don't want to do that.
Dolphin, he's already seen it.
Oh, I've seen Clue a bunch of times, yeah. Just give me that sweet thumb action. No, that came out wrong.
Blah de blah.
Just hit those magic fingers for me, would you? Sarah, I like that. Keiko is Baco.
Just let him sleep. Just let him go to sleep.
I know that this part is a little forced. It's like, just let him go to sleep. You'll be fine. Just keep the ears on for one night.
Seriously, keep the ears on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, don't drink. Oh God. Oh God. Steve? Oh. Don't. I mean, like, there's no explanation for this. Oh my God.
You really should do react videos. Because, like, I couldn't do them, but it comes very naturally to you.
For God's sake, no!
See, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
No, no, please, no. Like, oh gosh. Are we done? Or even the same gender, like.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
I got a Tulaberry guy. I can hook you up. The Dominion.
Blah de blah. Okay, so we've heard about the Dominion now. Hooray.
The Big D. Oh, now we can go back to the ship. I see how it is. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Maybe it's going to turn out to be the major villain for the rest of the episode, the rest of the series. I don't know. Could be nothing.
God, I hope it's nothing. Oh my God, can we get. Oh God.
Only 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sarah.
Sarah, no, I have no soul.
Will to live, escaping from body.
Would it be bad if I like went through and decided which book I'm gonna read next now that I finished my other library book?
You can do whatever you want. Caitlin, technically I picked this one. I mean, Sarah advised me, but
It was conceivable.
catch me. Just let it play. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. No, it's always there.
I wish they had played up quite a bump a little bit more because that was good.
Quite a bump. Black cover 95. Yes, that was not a good trust fall. Quark can't trust any of those people.
You dumb. You need to say if he learns that we were deceived by a female. Oh my goodness. You were deceived by her too. Just like blame him too. Oh my God, they're so bad at this.
Spread the blame around.
They're so bad at this. You all suck.
Clunky, if Rom had said, Quark, you're a woman too, that would have been hilarious. You're actually my sister, brother? She has a spare pair. Well, obviously. Well, that was fast.
I'm not complaining about the behavior seeming strange. I'm complaining that this is supposed to be what they're good at. And they're not. They're so bad at it. Yeah, black cover, but I mean, he would also blame Rom as well for not seeing through it. I would care. See that?
No wife of mine's gonna wear clothes.
See, told you, you can do better. Gosh, just like Oh, why are we getting sappy music? There's no sappiness here. You are better off.
Meanwhile, Rom is living his best life.
There you go. Food. Yay.
He's just like, oh.
Are you kidding? Rom's great. He's enjoying his food. Good for you, Rom.
I love Zek so much. Such a cartoon character.
Oh, good. Saw that coming.
I see your point.
Give me my stick.
Oh. Good. Leave. God, please leave. No. Oh. Stop with the music.
Run, girl. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Beauty shot. Okay. What? Okay. She's gone, right?
Yes,
Like,
she's gone. She's gone. You're safe.
Oh, God, can we stop? Oh, God. David, exactly. God, that was awful.
We made it.
Oh,
We made it.
God. No.
So, yeah, Sarah asks in the chat.
I don't know. That might be worse than the teaching episodes. That was awful.
You had a pretty
horrible.
strong reaction to the teaching episodes, but this, yeah.
I hated it so much. Gosh.
And is it because of of what David said about just
Sort of. That's part of it. That's definitely part of it. It's like, oh, ha ha ha. Like, yeah, no. Oh,
no.
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 Oh gosh. Yeah, so that was part of it. The whole lol women therefore romance.
Yeah. I mean, I like
and then there was some other stuff I can't. That's a big one right now.
well, you mentioned the whole you thought that the Ferengi should have been better at negotiating.
Oh yeah, that was awful. I mean, that's been consistently bad, but like it was just like, oh gosh, watching them, like barter or anything. Although it was really interesting that Dax didn't take the money, like when she won it. Either I would have taken it or I would have shoved. I don't know. I would have made more of a point of letting it ride. And I guess, especially because, the Federation doesn't care about money.
Right. It's not like she
Plus,
needs it.
She's,
Yeah.
Through what the slug's name is. Dax?
Dax.
Is Dax the slug?
Dax is the slug, yeah.
Through Dax, she's lived like, several generations. So, whatever, dude.
Yeah. So
have your little money. And the whole. And then Kira's, I can't accept this.
Oh,
yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can. You just don't. Like, let's be really clear on this. You can accept it. You choose not to. Like I don't like the yeah. Oh gosh, there were just so many. Oh gosh, Sarah, please, we need to skip the rest of the romance?
So I would certainly not put this I would certainly not put this among the best episodes of the show. I don't think it's as bad as you think it is, even despite the shitty tropes that we're talking about. And there are a couple of moments in it that I rank pretty highly, or at least think are important. One of them is actually, a couple of them are Dax things. One of them is when Dax and Pell are talking about Quark, and Dax guesses that Pell has feelings for Quark, but she doesn't guess that Pell is a girl. She just assumes that Pell is a dude who's into Quark. And remember, this episode was made in like 1994.
Yeah.
And Dax is completely cool with it. She doesn't think it's weird at all. She's like, oh, he's just a dude who's into Quark, And so when she has that moment of like, you're a woman? Like, I love that moment.
Yeah, I almost love that woman, but I guess they I don't think they needed to. I mean, Dax should have known that Pell being a woman was like, and Dax is usually, the fact that she
outburst.
Blurted it out, like, no, it's. I mean, they could have, they could have totally done it with. I mean, it just makes Dax look less ept than she has before. I wish they played that down a little bit, but just her and Pell being like, just don't react, please, and don't say anything.
Yeah, just
they could have played it, more subtle, because Dax, I mean, up through the episode, other than that, I mean, I like the fact that she noticed the feelings, no idea that Pell was female. I liked that, but I wish they'd made her savvier about it, because she had been savvy up to that point.
Yeah. Also, just as far as Dax, introducing the idea that she is chummy with the Ferengi, that is, it's part of in season 2, they start to turn Dax's character a little bit so that she's not just like the smart science officer type. They give her a little bit more of a personality, and she becomes like a little bit more three-dimensional, where she's still like the smart science officer, but she also is the person who stays up all night and parties and likes to play cards with the Ferengi, and is kind of a little, not like a hellraiser in a but it has a little bit of that side to her personality. Um, and and I enjoy that, and this is sort of the start of making that turn a little bit. And then also the Grand Nagus stuff in the last scene when he flips out and he's like, "Ah, it's a female!" And then at the end, right before he walks out, when he stops and looks at her and goes, "Shame on you," with his
I liked
sad
that.
little voice. He's just like, he's so affronted. And Wallace Shawn is just great with all of that. Yeah, and as far as
I disagree. That yes, she's genuinely caught off guard, but like there have been times that I've been genuinely you just learn to okay, 255 AD, I've got an answer for that, but let me work through this.
Yeah.
Like you learn when you're in a position that requires caution, you learn that when something big comes up, you hold back, think about it, and then respond. And I mean, I'm not in Starfleet, okay? I'm just a teacher. And I have years of experience, not as many as Dax, okay? And yeah, I've learned that already in less than 20 years. Right. And I'm not that exceptional. That's something that you learn on, you pick up on the job. Because it makes things go so much easier when you can just be like, okay, so and sometimes you have to, like, usually it's bad stuff when you have to react really quickly and stay calm and let the students know what they need to do. Okay. Especially if in the example, some doofus pulled the fire alarm on like the first day of school and you're like, crap, I don't know who everybody is. All right, I need you all to line up now before we get outside. Alphabetical order, last name. Then you take, or especially if before you've taken roll, you're like, I don't know who the hell is here and who's not. So like, I don't know that maybe, okay, Black Cover 905, maybe the Trill don't have that, but Dax has shown that up to now. Not being completely unflappable, but being in control of herself. We haven't seen that sort of outburst. So it seems like she doesn't, she's gotten things that have shocked her before and been able to respond in a composed way. Not like completely flat, but been able to maintain herself and not create an outburst. Yeah.
Corey, when Dana said, "I'm just a teacher," did anyone else think, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm just a caveman"? I didn't think of it at the time, but now I am. Unfrozen caveman lawyer.
Okay, 255 AD, you asked, are we meant to think that Ferengi are homophobic as a society or as Quark just like that because it was written in 1994? I don't think it's necessarily either case. I think it's more the case of I didn't see this coming, because let me tell you, straight people can feel that way too. It's like, wait, whoa, I didn't mean it that way.
Right. If you
that's totally not, necessarily homophobic in either case.
It's maybe just surprise and discomfort.
Yeah, like I didn't think of you this way.
Yeah.
At all.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
And
it's I don't know. It's interesting because it lets us know more about Quark, because for all that he presents himself as so smooth, this tells us that he hasn't gotten good at dodging. Because like, if people really were as into him as he pretends everybody is, then he'd be like, look, he would have had that experience of saying, okay, no, I mean, I've really, it's the I'm sorry but, or no, excuse me, the I'm flattered but.
Yeah.
I really think you're great. I just don't think of you like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry that I've been unclear. I don't think of you in that way. And I hope this doesn't cause problems. So, and yeah, 255 AD, absolutely. Not necessarily their prejudices, because I don't necessarily think that they have the same stereotypes about women that we do. I some of them are, but I don't know that I've seen that the Ferengi necessarily believe that all women are romantic. I don't know if that's a Ferengi thing or not. It hasn't been impressed upon us, at least that I've noticed.
Well, and as you pointed out before, I mean, part of the problem is that there's we get such a small sample size, because I think the only other Ferengi woman character of any significance that we meet for the rest of the series is when we meet Quark and Rom's mother. Like, other than her, I don't think there's another female Ferengi in the entire show. So you have Pell for this one episode, and then Quark and Rom's mom, and that's
exactly. It might be homophobia, but I mean, there's just not enough to say. It could just be, oh crap, I didn't think of you that way. Either one would work as an explanation. So, yeah.
So after your, let's just say, very strong negative reaction to this episode, I have decided we will in all likelihood not be watching Profit and Loss, which is an episode earlier that I said we probably would watch, because that is another Quark romance episode. So we will just glide right by that. I think that's a good episode, and I think it has some good Garrick stuff in it as well. But in the interest of not having you suffer unduly, we will skip that episode, because I do not want this. I want this to be fun and enjoyable for you. I don't want you to be having to watch the episode like this,
like literally nauseated. 255 AD, I think I missed that part. That I don't know if I was just cowering, or if I'd actually taken out my earbuds by that point.
Yeah. Sarah, I'm calling an audible. I have learned, Dana and I have known each other and been close for 20 years, and I have learned that most of the time it is much easier for me to adjust to her than the other way around.
Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh, gosh, that's just awful. I just, is there an episode where Kira punches him in the face?
Punches Quark?
Yeah. Or, shoot, I'd take Jake doing it.
Jake punching Quark? There's an episode where Jake drops him down an elevator shaft. No, I don't know. I can't.
I was like, yes.
Where Jake's just like, hey, Quark, sucker, boom, and he just pushes him over.
I've had the odd bit of suffering. It sucks. I have plenty of suffering in my life.
That's such a wonderful English turn of phrase. Dana doesn't mind the odd bit of suffering, does she?
Yes. Yes, she does.
Don't mind the odd bit of suffering, do you? 255 AD, yeah, you mentioned about you like how in the classic design, how the ears sort of form into the brow, and in the new makeup it didn't look like it did. Yeah, I mean that is a good design, but like I say, there's things I could critique aesthetically about the various alien designs in Star Trek over the years, and I certainly might have my personal preferences, not like super strong preferences, but I might prefer one over the other. But I mean, it doesn't mean that one is terrible and the other is great or whatever. It's just variations. I mean, everybody hates my Picard accent.
Well, not only that, Caitlin, that wasn't a particular accent. So it's if he's a little bit off, he's like, oh no, I was just going for more westerly or more easterly or something.
You don't like my Picard accent? No. What's wrong with my Picard accent? I think it's okay. Okay.
It's like a Muppet Picard. God.
Oh man, if they ever add Picard to the Muppets, I'm totally trying out for that.
There you go. Oh my goodness, that was just, oh God, that was awful. That really was awful. And it kept going on. Oh,
Yeah, no, Norman, I think we will skip Fascination because that is a Loaxana episode, and I'm skipping all the once I gave myself permission to skip episodes, I'm like, we're skipping all the Loaxana ones. But we will definitely not skip Blood Oath. Blood Oath is a really good episode. So, and also an important episode for the Star Trek franchise because it features the return of the 3 classic Klingons from classic Star Trek. So it's just a cool episode, and it's a good episode in its own. So we will definitely watch that.
I'm so glad we're done.
We're done. You're free. You made it.
Oh. I don't mind. Oh God. I hope Quark breaks out and like is better later.
Well, and also Quark, I think, see, here's the thing. And I say this as a great fan of the show, which you may end up not being. and I don't think you are at this point.
Nope.
But it's hard to 255 AD says Quark is the breakout character. With Deep Space Nine, it's hard to choose a breakout character. Because I mean, even if you limit yourself just to the regular cast, because if you include like the massive recurring cast that it accumulates over the years, I mean, you can make a very strong argument that Garrick is the breakout character. But of the regular cast members, I mean, Quark does come out as a really terrific character, but I mean, there's also Kira and Odo, and I mean, in most other Star Trek shows, I think Odo would be the breakout character because Odo is sort of in the mold of a Star Trek breakout character because he's the closest that this show has to like its version of Spock or Data. He's like the outsider. He's the one who isn't like not in terms of like being logical or anything.
Right, Odo's but no.
In terms of being the outsider. Not belonging. Yeah, exactly. He's the one who is not like the others,
Spock
but
the only alien into like among the main.
Oh yeah, in classic Trek, yeah, Spock is the only non-human character, the only non-human regular character in classic Trek. Yeah. Back then, it was a Homo sapiens only club.
Yeah. So, like, I would really, I guess what it is, I mean, when I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, my main was the smuggler, and so, like, I'm all about, profit and being business minded, and yeah, like, I like that, and I just don't think. Like there's lips. It's like they haven't decided what to do yet. I mean, because Quark's supposed to be like theoretically good at that, I guess.
Theoretically, although other people in the chat pointed out that I mean, you can also take Quark as he obviously isn't that good of a business person because he's stuck running a bar on a space station in the middle of nowhere instead of off getting rich someplace, and he does get involved in a lot of schemes, but nothing ever quite works out for him in the way that he would like it to.
Yeah, of course. Well, but like then I guess I don't understand why the Negus keeps coming to him. And especially with this, like the Negus wasn't sending him out there to fail. Like he's like, oh, the Negus is sending me out to fail because they, he wants to, meet this other person. The Negus is like, what other person? What are you talking about? No, the Negus sent Quark to represent him.
Yeah.
Like, so it's it is internally inconsistent, and I don't like that.
I know. Yeah, we will skip all of the romance episodes.
Okay.
Because, of course, it's whatever I can do. Vilcata G says DS9 has a bad character. Her name is Wynn. Oh, I disagree with that. I think she is a bad person, but she is a great character.
Now I'm curious. Okay.
Kai Wynn, the evil Vedic, the Louise Fletcher's character.
You say that is she is the fancy robe wearing?
Yeah, with the hat.
Okay.
The hat, she had the hat you liked.
The very fine hat.
Yes, the evil Bajaran religious figure. Yeah, she's an amazing character. Terrible person. I mean, she's evil, but she's a fantastic character.
I've liked her so far.
Yeah.
I mean, not like you said, as a person, she seems. But I mean,
yeah,
I will be really interested to see her continuation into full out evil.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen evil so far. I've seen
No.
opportunistic.
Yeah.
But we get into evil. I'm all about the bad guys. They're just so much more fun. Oh, they're fun.
Yeah, she's just. I mean, and yeah, people are putting over Louise Fletcher, and yeah, I've said. I think I said, and I know I said in a Trek Actually video, and I've probably said it here before too. Louise Fletcher, who plays Wynn, is probably the most impressive get for Star Trek as far as casting. Because Louise Fletcher won Best Actress at the Oscars for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. She played Nurse.
That's who she was.
She played Nurse Ratched in the Cuckoo's Nest movie.
Legendary.
And she is so goddamn good in that movie. And she's good in everything. She's just an incredible actor. And I remember even when I was like 15, or I guess I was 13 when DS9 started, and because I was a budding movie nerd back then too, and I knew who Louise Fletcher was.
The movie nerd. Yeah,
I knew, and
you were full of yourself.
Oh, of course, and I knew
everyone is at 13.
And I yeah, exactly, and I knew who Louise Fletcher was, and I had seen Cuckoo's Nest and loved it, and so when I saw that Louise Fletcher, Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, was in Deep Space Nine, even back then I was like, holy shit. Like, that's kind of a big deal.
That was when Deep Space Nine became your favorite Star Trek show.
Maybe not right then, but I mean, but it's really, people talk about, and rightly so, they talk about like how, Patrick Stewart is a terrific actor, and other actors who have been cast in Star Trek stuff over the years, like, oh, it's, he's too good of an actor just for Star Trek, right? But I mean, Louise Fletcher is like the epitome of that. She is a legendary actor, and she plays a recurring villain on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's incredible.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 255 AD. We're definitely going to watch The Wire. Yeah. That's a great episode.
Can't skip The Wire, Sarah.
And no romance to be seen.
Oh gosh. I just like, is it that hard to write romance?
Apparently
so.
So.
What's wrong with people?
I don't know, but yeah. Oh, and
I'm not that good a writer, and I can do a better job than that. That was just bad. This episode was badly written.
We shouldn't have to do this. It just doesn't make sense. We shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't be here. Oh, Sigourney Weaver, I feel you. Whoever wrote this episode should die.
Sarah, you are definitely not alone in shipping Janeway and Chakotay. For a lot of the Trekkies that I follow on Twitter are like huge Janeway Chakotay shippers. I don't get it,
but so they can write Slash.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, Colin has a good point. That, I mean, and that for all of the good things we can say about Deep Space Nine in terms of its production and behind the scenes stuff, it was, I think, for the most part, for the entirety of its run, it was an all male writers' room. And,
I mean, yes, that sucks, but
that sucks.
That's no excuse for not being able to write romance.
I agree. That doesn't explain it just by itself.
You can write romance better than that.
Well, thank you.
I mean, that's not a compliment, but
oh.
I mean, it would be. I mean, you write romance well. It's just like writing romance better than that. It isn't necessarily.
It's not. I see. The bar is low. The bar is low.
Oh God. Okay. Like, comic relief. but they were going, they clearly have, yeah, they have some, some seriousness to them. Oops. Sorry. Oh, like, in the way that they're set up, there's, the opportunity for some thematic seriousness to them. And I thought they went for that in this episode. And and then the other thing is that comic relief should be something that you take seriously as a writer. Like, you want well executed comedy as much as you want well executed anything. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it's 5 of 8. Can we just
let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. So you first of all, charity links, everybody. Don't forget the charity links that are linked down in the description, charitylinks.page. You click that link and you go to a Google Doc that is be helpful. Let's make this, let's make sure that
and on a positive note,
that Dana's suffering has not been in vain. If you have a few extra bucks to spare and you want to help somebody out, check out the charity links, and you'll find some crowdfunding sites and PayPal links and bail funds and all kinds of worthy causes and people who need a helping hand. And you can help one of our friends out who are in a spot where they need some help. And we'd appreciate if you would do that. Also, Dana,
please leave me some comments.
YouTube.com/Dana Cole Dares. That is also linked in the description. That is Dana's YouTube channel. And yes, she loves comments.
I really do. 255 AD says, imagine you're teaching a class on film history and you have to show Birth of a Nation. When you say distance, right? Oh, I know exactly what I'd say. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, first of all, I think it is a movie that should be taught in film class, especially if it's like film history. I would say up front, what you are about to watch is one of the most racist and morally repugnant films ever made.
I was going to say reprehensible, but you're right there with me. Go ahead.
Yeah, and if any of you find its content too objectionable that you feel like you just can't sit through it, that's fine. I respect you. If you need to step away or whatever, like, we can figure out some accommodation for you or something else that you can do instead. But for those of you who do choose to watch it, the reason we're watching it is because despite its absolutely reprehensible content, it is a milestone in terms of production, in terms of editing, in terms of storytelling. It has a lot. It does a lot of things that no movie had done before, not in terms of innovating techniques, but just in terms of employing those techniques to tell a story. So it's an important film, and it's a film that everybody should see if you're a student of film and of film history. But unfortunately, in terms of its content, it is absolutely repugnant. So there you go. And we would talk about that in addition to talking about, the technical side of it and the artistic side of it, and, all the things Griffith does in the movie that makes it an important movie. We would also talk about, where does it depart from actual history, and where does it drop into propaganda? I would want to talk about all of that stuff. I mean, you would almost have to teach an entire class just about Birth of a Nation. But yeah, so what would you say?
I'm going to respond really quickly to Empire Jeff. I objected to that as well. I would say, I would have phrased that particular proverb as free advice is often expensive, because you could just as easily say free advice is very cheap, or is always cheap, implying, in terms of quality.
Yes.
So anyhow, what I would say to my students is that this film is a required part of the curriculum. I am required to teach it. You are not required to watch it. And I would, go over, if you choose not to watch it, here's what you do. Here's where you're going to be so that you are appropriately supervised, since I do teach high schoolers. And I would say, I am required to teach it. And I wouldn't teach a class on film history for just this reason.
Right.
Because, kind of like you said, it's not necessarily the first film to employ these techniques, but employ these techniques in pursuit of narration.
Mhm.
But this is a film that does a lot of things first, and it had the resources to do them.
Yeah.
So as you're watching, I want you to think about what it says about our society, that that's what people chose to put their resources toward. What does that tell us?
That's important too. Yeah.
And what, you know, what are we choosing to put our resources toward now? And what does that say about us to generations that are going to come after us? How are we spending our resources of time and skill and money? You know, all of these things. What are we doing with them? And what are people going to think of us as a result?
Yeah. And I would also point out that, because, you know, a lot of people say, even, you know, today, like when people talk about, like, you know, such and such thing is offensive or such and such thing is problematic, and they say, well, you know, it's unfair to judge something by our modern standards, right? Birth of a Nation was considered racist in its day. Not as racist as it's considered now, because times have changed and attitudes have evolved, and hopefully we're a little bit more sensitive and enlightened about these things. But even in 1915, when it opened, it was considered extremely racist by a lot of people. It was controversial at the time. It was a big hit. A lot of people saw it. It made a lot of money, but it was also extremely controversial because of how racist it is. So, you know, it's not just a matter of, well, we look back today and we see how terrible it is. No, people at the time got it too. And not just black people, white people too. Like you know, obviously black folks hated it from the start because they were like, oh shit, really? You're making a movie like the Klan is the hero? Oh, great. Thanks a lot. You know, but people noticed how horrible it was, you know, as far as the content right away. But yeah.
And then let's not forget that you have some stuff coming up. Remember that Ask Away is this Friday.
Ask Away is this Friday. So if you are a Patreon patron or a channel member and you have not asked your question yet, you can find the link to the question form in either in a members only post on my Patreon page or a members only post on my channel community page. And if you haven't asked a question yet, I would ask you to do that. You have until start of the show on Friday to get your question in. And if you want to ask a question and you're not a patron or a channel member, I got good news. You can become one anytime. Just click the join button to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/Steve Shives and make your monthly pledge in whatever amount you think I deserve and you can afford. And you get access to all the patron only stuff and members only stuff if you become a member, and you can ask your question then. And yeah, and then Monday is the next episode of Ask a Professional YouTuber. And that'll be a fun one. I shot a little bit of that today. I didn't get to shoot all of it, but I shot a little bit of it today. And that'll be a fun one. And then a week from today on Wednesday will be the next Trek Actually.
Hilda, thank God.
Yeah, my next Trek Actually video comes out, and it'll be about Weyuns, and everybody loves Weyun. We haven't gotten to any of the Weyun episodes yet, but if we ever get to Weyun, while you and I are watching the show together, when we finally get to Weyun, I think you'll like Weyun. But anyway,
okay, good.
He's not for a while yet, but so that's the video. And then yes, for our next Trek Reluctantly stream, we will be watching Chapter 6 of Hilda, which is titled The Nightmare Spirit. Ooh, spooky. So that'll be next week for this show. And then 2 weeks from tonight, our next Deep Space Nine episode, since a couple people asked, and since we are skipping episodes, we are actually not going to skip an episode for the next one for Deep Space Nine. We're going to watch the next one after the one we just watched, which is Necessary
Evil. More about the Dominion?
No, I don't think there's really any Dominion stuff in it. But it's an Odo and Kira episode, and it's a really good episode. So at least I think so. I think it's a terrific episode. So that's in 2 weeks. So next week for us is Hilda. After that is Necessary Evil for Deep Space Nine. And yeah, I believe that'll do it. Well, I am so sorry that you suffered so much
Me too. Believe
during the.
me.
I have learned my lesson.
I'm really sorry. I don't actually like suffering.
Neither do I. Who does? Well, some people do, I guess.
Yes.
But
I'm surprised that you say you don't, because you did watch Justice League.
just because I am willing to suffer doesn't mean I enjoy it.
You choose it.
Sometimes I just.
You watched season 2. You watched all of season 1 of Titans. You said this sucks. And then you went on and you watched all of season 2 while saying this still sucks.
I have not watched a single frame of season 3, nor do I intend to. Season 3 has been out for like a month now, I think. I've been watching Doom Patrol, and Doom Patrol is awesome. But
yes.
I have not watched a moment of Titans. Actually, I was Jesse Gender posted something about it.
I was like, oh god, no.
Posted something about it on Twitter like last week. She was like, "When did Titans get good?" And I was like, I was like,
uh-oh.
No, I was like, okay, it would have to be like, it would have to have turned into the best show ever to get me back at this point. Like, are you going to tell me it's the best show ever now? Because it would have to be to get me to come back and be like, I'll give it one more shot. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. What? There's not even a saying for that. You're just not supposed to do that.
Fool me 6 times.
Well, do the George Bush. Won't get fooled again. So anyway, and Black Cover 95, Jessie Gender is one of my fellow YouTubers. She does a lot of Star Trek related stuff as well, and she's terrific. So
nerds, y'all a bunch of nerds.
Star Trek nerd. We prefer the term Trekkies.
Is it Trekkies or Trekkers?
I was just going to say, in the 90s, there was, I believe, a sadly misguided attempt to get over the term Trekker instead of Trekkie. Because
hilarious attempt.
Oh, hilarious! Yeah. Oh, excuse me. We prefer, because we're not like an ethnic group. We're people who like
pinkies up.
Yes, exactly.
Trekkers.
We like a particular TV show, all right? We're not like an ethnic group, okay?
And
so
movies.
It's like, yeah, and movies, yeah, a particular media franchise. Excuse me, we prefer the term Trekker. All right, shut up, nerd. Shut up, nerd.
Nerd.
I answer to both.
You're the Wesley.
I answer to both, but I prefer Trekkie. If I call myself, because it's less pretentious. Why are we getting pretentious about Star Trek? Call me a Trekkie. That's what, you know. Sarah, yes. Sarah says trekkers are people who go hiking and stuff. Exactly. Let's not confuse the language any more than it already is.
Boy.
Okay. Anyway, we're done.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.